Hi, this is Betsy from Cuttin Corners Vinyl in Nederland, Texas. We are doing another scrap box giveaway. As you can see, it's full of all kinds of good stuff. Glitters for heat transfer, foils for sticker, glitters for sticker and prints and all kinds of fun stuff. So to be able to enter in to win this, all that you have to do is subscribe to our YouTube channel. And also, for a second chance to win, you can go like and share our Facebook page and comment that you've done it. So go ahead and enter for that. So for today's adhesive tutorial is something kind of fun. We're going to wrap these little Easter egg signs that I found at Target for $3 in the dollar spot. I'm all about some bargains whenever it comes to making stuff. Now, we're going to start with our FDC Ultra Glitter in White. Now, whenever we do a wrap, you need to use a cast vinyl. It works better. So that's like your Oracal 751s, your Oracal Metallics and 951s, your FDC glitters, things like that. So to start it off, what I did is I just went ahead and pulled off the backing. So that way I have a surface to start on. So, and I just set my egg in the center. So, breakaway cutter. You can use any type of X-Acto knife, and this is just the back side of my Cricut 12 by 24 inch cutting mat that I'm using to trim away the excess. So, as you can see, it's not anything super hard or super fancy. I like glitter, and I did not feel like painting the whole thing to have a glitter surface. So what I did, as you can see, is I just went ahead and did that. Now take my squeegee and we're going to smooth down our vinyl, working our way from the center to the edges. To make sure it lays nice and smooth on the egg. Now, what I'm going to do now is just with my fingers to start is I'm going to wrap it around the edges. So that way, because getting an exact cut of this is kind of, I mean, you can do it, but you know, you have to measure it all out and lay it out, and who's got time for that? Ain't nobody got time for that, I'll tell you that one. So, just smoothing this out around the edges. But if you're going to attempt to wrap anything, you do need to use a cast vinyl over a calendared. Like 651 is my go-to vinyl for just about anything except when I'm wrapping, because it is a calendared vinyl over a cast. Which, as I said, the main difference is how the material is made, so it is made to go around curves. So for like your boat numbers or anything like that, a 651 is fine. But when you're wanting to do something like this, again, I recommend a cast vinyl. So got that done, and as you can see, it really doesn't take any time at all to do it. And one of the things after I'm finished I will do is take a hair dryer to the edges to make sure it's nice and smooth on there. But we're not going to get into that in this video. So as you can see, I just wrapped it in the FDC glitter white. So, but this is an Easter egg, so if we're going to do an Easter egg, we got to make it a little bit fancy. So here's our mask, and we got 3 different colors of the FDC Ultra Glitters. I've got the FDC Ultra Glitter in Coral right here, which this is the biggest part of my design, and as you can see, I have my application fluid ready to go, so that way I can take and do the wet method with this. because I've had a lot of people ask when they should do the wet method. And that is a personal preference of when you should do it. Anytime I'm doing layers like this where I want to have a smooth bubble-free surface, I like to use the wet method. So again, as you can see, it weeds beautifully. It is not a hard vinyl to work with. So got that down. So we'll take our mask, which I cut a bigger piece than the design. So we'll remove the paper backing off of here. I love this coral color, and I love all these colors for spring. Which the mask, my weed tool, my handy dandy weed tool that I use all the time, is all available. Application fluid, squeegees, all available on the website. The vinyl is not at this point, but if you're interested, you can message me and I can PayPal invoice till all of the products are finally added to the site. So I'm gonna just take and lay my mask over my design, squeegee it down, which I'm doing a terrible job on this, but it's okay. I got more lumps in it than what I normally like to, but I mean, this is just kind of one of those quick and easy projects to kind of show you. But one of the beautiful things about this is, as you can see where I have my little extra creases from not doing a perfect job, I can take and smooth it back down on here. It is not that hard to do. Grab your handy dandy little weed tool. You can lift and smooth it. I mean, it is not anything super hard, and as you can see, it is not taking me that long to do it either. So smooth that back on there, so that way we have no wrinkles. Because even though I try to pretend that it doesn't bother me, it does. Really, really does. I like things to look good. So let's lift the edge of these two petals. And as you can see, my Easter egg design is almost like a Hawaiian print flower. I love the hibiscus. It's one of my favorite flowers. So anytime I can take and incorporate that into a design, you know, and I love roses and all that kind of stuff, but I feel like we've done a lot of stuff with roses this year. And there have been a lot of, you know, more of that basic style of flower. So I'm just taking my application fluid and spraying it on the back side. So that way I have some wiggle room. Again, as you can see, it's not anything super difficult to lay out. Trying to get my edges where I want them. The first piece always takes the longest in my mind. There we go. Perfect. So my squeegee. Squeegee it down. And this is a wood sign. So, I mean, you can use your application fluid on a lot of different types of surfaces. So it just kind of depends on what you're wanting to do. So we're just going to remove our mask. Squeegee that down a little bit more because this is still nice and wet. We can take and remove the mask. Oh, picked up a petal. And I can put the petal back down. So, there's my first layer. As you can see, not anything too difficult. And my wrinkles that I had earlier are gone, and it is pretty well nice and dry for us to do our next layer. And as I said, this is just the back side of my Cricut mat. I have a bigger piece in the back that I can take and use. Actually, I think I'm gonna do the leaves first. No, we're gonna do purple first. Losing my mask. Because the purple actually is like an outer layer to my flowers. So it's kind of cool. And this is the FDC Ultra Glitter. Again, I think that's the theme for today, is I really wanted something super cute and super sparkly. So, there's the outer pieces of my flowers. We shall grab our mask. There we go. But you can see now why I prefer working with a paper tape over a plastic tape. It just is so much easier to work with. It is not as sticky, so it applies much, much smoother. So, there we go. Remove my backing. And I just realized when I wiped the back of my Cricut mat how gross the back side of it was. It is really, really dirty. But I will take and reuse my mats as long as possible. I have some screen print adhesive that I will take and use to re-sticky them. So that way I don't have to change mats. So, as you can kind of see, I'm just kind of working my flower around to see what's the best layout. I should have just sprayed the entire back side of this with. Okay, that looks good. But we should start with a bigger flower first. Let's spray this whole damn thing down. There we go. So that way it's not so sticky, or at least the mask isn't. There we go. Okay. I like that. Perfect. Okay, so take and squeegee down, just like we do on everything else. And we will remove the mask off of there. There we go. Again, we shall dry in between because we want it dry for when we do our final layer. I'm not sure why I always do this, because I'm fixing to respray it with application fluid, but you know, as I said, I spray it in between each time and dry it in between each time, so that way I can make sure it's on there good. So there we go. Now we're going to get into our final piece. Now I'm not sure how this sucker is going to weed, because whenever I was cutting it, I accidentally sent the same thing twice to cut. So it'll either weed beautifully or not so much. So we shall see. Oop. And there I go, lifting the edge of a flower. Perfect. I actually like how that weeded. Maybe I should do double cuts more often. No, not really. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing again. Remove the backing from our mask. A lot of this stuff is super duper repetitive. Like, you do the same steps over and over depending on which type of surface that you're working with. I mean, it's not like it's rocket science. Once you get the hang of it, it kind of becomes second nature. So, just like we did before. And this is, I don't remember the color of this one, but it's off the top of my head, but it is super duper cute as well. So, we shall spray it. Okay. Okay, just a little bit. Let's see. Let's get today. Wanting to be more ornery than normal. Okay. So we're squeegeeing down our last color. There we go. So cute. There we go. So dry the final layer. So as you can see, super cute, didn't take that long, even with it wanting to fight me, which there are just some days that it doesn't want to work out as easily as it normally does. But again, super cute, super fast. Love the glitter in it. It definitely stands out. And if I would have painted that, it would have taken me so much longer because I would have had to wait for each layer to dry and then stencil it and all that fun kind of stuff. Because you can't put sticker stencil over a wet stencil. So there we go. Go ahead and remember to like and subscribe on our channel. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you're more than welcome to leave them down below, or you're more than welcome to message me. Also, go ahead and check us out on Facebook and check out our website. If you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks, and y'all have a wonderful evening.